well, what a cracker we have on our hands over in the last 16. It's the Hotshots French up against their neighbours, Belgium. Who's going to come out on top in a cracking last 16 encounter? We're getting into it. All of it next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to geographical classic. Their neighbours on the map. But of course, who's going to come out on top in the real world? That's right, football world, Euro 2024. Will it be the French? Will it be the Belgians? We'll get into that all in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash your subscribe, smash your like, hit the little bell as well. Your non-stop shop for Euro 2024 is right here, boys and girls. The French and the Belgians have both been absolutely atrocious in this tournament thus far. But can they get it right now that it's in the business end of the season? We'll get into all of that in a minute. Big shout out again. 50 likes if you don't mind. But let's have a look at these two sides who lock horns in a bit of a ding-donger coming at you this coming Monday, the 1st of July. The French, of course, qualified as Group B winners. They've been here. So, they qualified on 13th of October 2023. Been here 10 times in the past. Didier Deschamps is the manager and currently could be on his way out should they fail at this stage. Kylian Mbappe's the star man. Where's the mask? Of course, they were in Group D, where they qualify. They had odds of 15-8 on to win the group, 20-1 on to qualify, to win the whole thing, 7-2. Now, those odds for the French have drifted to 11-2. No one's impressed with the French anymore. They've been absolutely shit. I did expect them, though, to get to the final, and at the moment, I don't know if that's going to be the case. This is their resume so far. They did open up with a 1-0 win over Austria. They followed it up with a 0-0 draw against the Dutch and then a 1-1 draw against the Poles. They are unbeaten in this competition, but they've only scored a couple goals. I think both of them, one of them was through penalty for Mbappe. The other one was an own goal. So, and then the defensive stuff is not too shabby though either. Back-to-back clean, or 2 clean sheets are the first 3. Ain't bad when you look at it, but they just not really performed. They've not really blown anybody out of the water. But they are on the rough end of the stick. So basically, if they're going to get to a final, each one of the next games, the last 16, the quarterfinal, the semi-final, they're going to be challenges for whoever's on this side of the bracket, including the French. And they've been shit so far. Let's take a look then at the key personnel then for the French. We've got the likes of Pavard, Mendy, Saliba, Theo Hernandez, Camavinga, Kante, Fofana, Griezmann. It's a who's who. It's some of the best players in the world right here. But these are, of course, my 11 then for the French. It's not what you're going to see, really. We've got Samba between 6, Mendy, Pavard, Upamecano, Koundé, Camavinga, Tchouameni, Rabiot, Mbappe, Thuram, and Dembele makes up my 11. But who is, or what is the best start 11 for the French? Put yours down below. What about the Belgians then? They qualified as Group F winners. Secured their spot on the 13th of October 2023. Been here 6 times in the past. Dominic Tedesco is the man with the plan and hopefully gets it right because they were booed off the pitch in the last match. Kevin De Bruyne, the star man. Of course, they were in Group E, where they had odds at 5-2 on to qualify as group winners, 20-1 on to win to qualify, and 14-1 to lift the thing. They've got now odds at, get this, 33-1. Nobody's touching Belgium with a barge pole. My expectation was a quarterfinal berth, but right now they're going to have to go past the French to get to that stage. And after that, who bloody knows? I think from their side, it will be a Portuguese, that kind of thing, potentially. But anyway, who actually knows at this point of asking? This is their resume so far. They did open up with that 1-0 loss to Slovakia. They followed that up with a 2-0 win over Romania and a 0-0 draw against Ukraine. What we can say about them is back-to-back clean sheets for the Belgians. And they have scored a couple of goals, and they were a little bit hard done by against Slovakia. So realistically, maybe they've just been a little undercooked. Maybe they'll kick it into gear. Maybe Tedesco will stick a rocket up their arse, and we'll see the true Belgians. What we are in store for, though, is an absolute cracker. These two sides are neighbours on the map. And, of course, both these two sides will want to go far in this competition. And I think they probably have do they have the weaker end of this bracket? I don't know. But anyway, regardless, to take a look at the key personnel then for the Belgians right here, right now. We've got the likes of Casteels between the sticks. We've got Vertonghen, Witsel, Castagna, Tillmans, Mangala, Onana, Trossard, Lukaku, Penda, and Doku has been a bit of a whirlwind on the pitch as well. My 11, though, is different again from what everyone else. We're going to go Casteels, Tiata, Witsel, Vertonghen, Castagna, De Bruyne, Onana, Mangala, Doku, Lukaku, and Trossard completes my 11. What about the game then itself then? It is a cracker. Coming at you at the Dusseldorf Arena on July the 1st. Deschamps against Tedesco in the dugout. They played each other 13 times since 1938. 6 wins for the French, 3 wins for the Belgians, 4 draws between the two sides. Deschamps, French, unbeaten in the last 6 matches, 75% form for them right now. Just one win though in the last 4 matches. Belgium, 1 defeat in the last 6, 67% form for them right now. However, 3 wins at the last 5. The most recent match between these two sides was back in October 2021. It was in the Nations League semi-final. France came out on top with a 3-2 win. Belgium's last victory was up against France in France back in June 2015. Goodness gracious me. But the odds right here, right now, the bookies go with this. 11-10 on for the French, 7-2 for your Belgians, 11-5 is the draw. The public vote already there on the screen, 81% going for the French, 19% going with the Belgians. But is penalties an option for this one? Well, let's take a long look at this one, of course. The French against the Belgians, of course. Both sides should be there or thereabouts. It should really be a semi-final game, to be fair. But they've not delivered. The performances have been under par, undercooked. And that's a lot can be said for the power nations, England, Italy, all been a bit dog shit so far. The Dutch, underwhelming as well. The Germans were a little bit shitty in the last game. So are the big boys on the way for a bit of a belting? Well, one of these big boys will make it through to the quarterfinals. And I am backing the French to find a groove, find a bit of momentum to get forward. It's going to be a cracker, though. But unfortunately, I think the Belgians are going to go out at this stage. I think for the tournament, I think it would be refreshing for the French to go out because they have been there or thereabouts. And I think a French casualty would see Didier Deschamps leave as French manager. And then, of course, we might see somebody else come in and take the reins for the French into the World Cup in 2026. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win, though, for the French. They have the players. They have Mbappe. They've got that X factor. They've not been great, but neither have the Belgians. Back in the French here. 2-0 win. Take it to the house, guys. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below as we look forward to this cracker in the last 16 to set up one of these nations to go through to the quarterfinals. Until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, we are done.